But this time, I want to pick someone differently. I want to ask you guys a question. So I want the youth here to answer, inshallah. But the question is very simple. This is the question. How many times is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, everyone say after me, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, how many times is he mentioned by name in the Quran? First hand up. Had your hand up? Twice? Not quite? Where? Yes. Come up on the stage. Let's have a round of applause. You're right. It is 4 times mentioned in the Quran by name. Please grab a racket from there. And I want you to announce it.
0, 8, 2, 1, 4, 6, 9, 7.
Is that you? Come up on the stage, inshallah. We needed it once, eh? We needed to say it once. SubhanAllah. This is a gift for you. MashaAllah. Amazing answer. Let's have a round of applause for him. Very good. Very good. Nice training. Wa iyyakum. All right, inshallah. With that, I'd like to call upon our next speaker for today. The speaker is Zainab Mustanser. Zainab Mustanser, embracing diversity, the strength in our differences. Please come up on the stage.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In a narration by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet says, "Verily, Allah Almighty created Adam from a handful, which He took from the earth, so that the children of Adam come in accordance with the earth, some with red skin, white skin, or black skin, and whatever is in between, smooth and rough, bad and good." Narrated by Sunan al-Tirmidhi. The part of the hadith that we're all familiar with is the beginning, where we all know that we're from different parts of the earth. We have different backgrounds, different skin colors. We all speak differently. We speak different languages. We have different cultures. But the part which I want to focus on is the second part of the hadith, where the Prophet ﷺ emphasizes that some people are smooth, some are rough, bad, or good, emphasizing that our personality plays a big role in who we are as a person. The part of the Prophet ﷺ's perfect character is that he treated every single Sahaba differently depending on who they were from the inside, not just from the outside. So some people like Umar bin Khattab has a soft personality, he was soft-hearted. And the Prophet ﷺ would treat him much differently than he would treat Abu Bakr, Umar bin Khattab or Abu Bakr as-Siddiq would be treated very differently from one another because of their different personalities. And that was just part of his prophetic character. He knew that a genius put in the wrong position can look like a fool. This is especially seen in the Battle of the Trench. So just some background for the battle. There's 10,000 people marching from the outside towards Medina. But there's also this fear that the Muslims have that the remaining tribe inside Medina, the Banu Qurayza, would flip and change sides. So they have this enemy from the outside and also fear of an enemy coming from the inside. Just a bit of background, what they decided was, upon the insistence of Salman al-Farisi, they decided that they were going to build a trench around Medina so that the part that was exposed wouldn't be open for the Quraysh or the disbelievers, whoever was marching out of Medina from the outside, to come in. The other sides, as we know, are protected from mountains, so a whole army of 10,000 wouldn't be able to come in. Another thing that the Muslims did was to prevent their fear of an internal enemy. They sent all the women and the children to this fortress named Al-Farid. The part of this fortress, the part of the people that were going to this fortress included included Hassan bin Thabit, a Sahaba that was not known for fighting as all. He didn't have much courage. He was known as a poet among the Sahaba. He knew his weakness, and all of the other Sahaba knew his weakness, which is why he was put inside the fortress rather than sent out to fight. When they were in this fortress, Safiya bin Abdul Muttalib noticed a shadow from the outside. She looked at Hassan, she said, Hassan, go and defend us. And Hassan said, you know, I'm not made for this. I don't have that ability. Don't embarrass me further, because I can't go out there and fight. So what Safiya bin Abdul Muttalib did was she climbed out of the fortress and she struck one of the enemy invaders that the Banu Qurayza sent, so that he fell and his companions found him on the ground, and they knew that this fortress was being protected so that they wouldn't go and attack it. So it shows that the Muslims' worst fear was coming true. But what I want to get from this is not Hassan's weakness. Hassan had a weakness, the Sahaba knew it, everyone knew it, and that was the reason he was put inside the fortress in the first place. But when it actually came for him to defend the Prophet ﷺ, he didn't stand back. He didn't let his weakness or his flaws stand in the way of him defending the Prophet ﷺ. To see when the Quraysh started attacking the Prophet, back then poetry was used as a mechanism to attack other people. So when the Quraysh were attacking the Prophet ﷺ, everyone turned to Ali bin Abi Talib and said, go and defend him, go and defend the Prophet. The Prophet replied, no, he's not made for this. He doesn't have those abilities or those skills. It's not his specialty. Then he looked among his companions, and Abdullah bin Rawaha, another poet that was known amongst the Sahaba, he stood up and said, O Prophet, let me defend you. And the Prophet didn't reply. Then, when Hassan bin Thabit stood up, the Prophet said, yes, go out and defend me. And he also said that the angel Jibreel himself, was going to be with Hassan during his fight, so that every single thing he would say, all the poetry he would recite, the angel would be with him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would be helping him. Now another problem arose. And this shows you that every single Sahaba has his own role within the Ummah. Another problem arose. The Prophet ﷺ said, how are you going to defend me against the Quraysh when I'm amongst them, like I'm from them? And this shows Hassan's type of poetry. He used his words, he defended the people, he used his words to attack the opponent. And the Prophet said, how are you going to defend me? Hassan said, don't worry. I'm going to finally extract you like you extract hair from Dawah. So the Prophet ﷺ then replied, okay, if you want to go forth, then go to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq and he will tell you the lineage of the Quraysh. And it comes to show that Abu Bakr has his own role. Hassan had his own role. Hassan went to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. He explained, he learned the whole lineage of the Quraysh, so that when he was reciting his poetry, true to his words, he didn't touch the Prophet at all. He completely went over the Prophet when he was reciting his poetry, so that he was never insulted. Another time after the Prophet's death, Hassan was reciting poetry in the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. And Umar bin Khattab came and he was upset. He said, why are you reciting poetry in the Prophet's masjid? And Hassan replied by saying, Verily, I recited poetry here when a man much better than you was present. And that's true because the Prophet ﷺ was a man much better than Umar bin Khattab. And Umar bin Khattab couldn't reply. He understood that this was true. So, through this, it shows us that not everyone has the same path to Allah. All of us have our own characteristics, our own personality, our own strengths and weaknesses. When it came to Hassan bin Thabit, he knew his weakness. He had certain weaknesses, but he didn't let that stand in the way when it came for him to truly defend the Prophet ﷺ. He focused on his strengths, and it shows that we all have a unique role to play within the Ummah. Every single one of us has sins, but a true Muslim recognizes his sins. He asks forgiveness for them, but he never uses it as a way to stop him from doing good. Next time one of us finds an opportunity do good for the ummah. They should do what Hassan and Thabit did. They didn't, and not let shaitan be in your way, saying that, oh no, I have all of these weaknesses. Instead, you should know that you have your own personality, your own role that you play within the ummah. It's good. It's only with all of our interconnected skills can we be a stronger ummah. Jazakumullahu khairan.